here already. So bless up and good evening. I hope you can hear me. Somebody's already there. Somebody already hit the like button. So that is respect for the steady show. Whoever you are, let me know who you are. Big up yourself. So we're doing a late night show tonight because a whole heap of things are going. First and foremost, I must say happy birthday to our sister, the Rennie. Rennie, big up yourself. Whole heap of things are going in the Jamaican politics for your birthday. But enough love, sis. You understand me? We'll reach out to you soon and we'll talk about it. So a whole heap of things are going in Jamaica right here now. And earlier on, couldn't forward to really talk about these things, but from the time that we were doing the campaign and elections, you know that there are times that would have forward late and I would talk about things that are happening in the politics. Well, so many things are happening in the politics that we got to talk about it. Big things are going right now in a vast place because Julian Chang decided to speak out on the issues that are happening down there in central Westmoreland, and we're gonna talk about it. So I see JPU bring something on it. I see Dujan bring something on it. I see it all over social media. I got busy. I couldn't do a show earlier on, and so I have to talk about it because I have to put something in the algorithm. So if you're a labor rights and you are here, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. PNP, I don't might there, you know, but on this channel, the PNP, them, they always love to come over here and listen to what I have to say. Even if they won't hit the like button, they always like to hear when the steady speaks facts. You understand me? So I see one of the family members in the building right now. Mr. Raffington, big up yourself. Good evening and happy birthday to Ren. Same way. Thank you very much. Big up yourself, family. Big up. I always look at a live show as a live recording. Yeah? So sometimes it might be late and it's still necessary for you to talk about it because a lot of things happening in the happened today that I wanted to talk about. Time just got away from me, right? I wanted to talk about the appointment that Mark Golding opposed. I wanted to talk about the news with the FID, and then I also wanted to release another little skit, but all of that got away from me. Then I turn around and here we are talking about what's going on with Vaz and Julian. So since it's already late, I'm not going to hold up much time. Let's listen to a piece of the news. You understand me? Let's go.
To the listeners. Well, in our cover story this afternoon, politics. A PNP councillor is this afternoon accusing the Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz, of misconduct, including sexual harassment. Images seen by our news center show suggestive sexual messages from Mr. Vaz to the councillor. In one message, he told the councillor, Julian Chang, about a dream he had of them having sexual intercourse. The councillor also alleges that the MP has been preventing her from attending constituency executive meetings. We've heard recordings of the MP trying to bar the councillor from attending one of those meetings.
Campaign against what? Campaign against what? As a councillor, as an elected councillor, by the Constitution, I am a member of the executive of Central Westmoreland.
Yeah. As I said, in the special circumstances where you campaign against us.
Campaign against what? Against what?
Against me.
I campaigned for the PNP and won the seat for the PNP. So you're telling me that I'm not a member of the executive?
No, you're not.
So hold on there. I know some of y'all heard reactions before, so I'm reacting in real time right now, right? So a few things I've heard, yeah? He sent her messages about seeing him and her in a dream. Of course, Julian Chang is a PNP councillor in Central Westmoreland. She's also a married woman, beautiful woman too. So let's put that out there. So Daz probably thinks that because him have little power, him can use the power to get to her. So, of course, she did not, give in to doors, or she never interested in her in dreams. We don't know what kind of dreams you might have. Like about Martin Luther King, but I have a dream. Mr. Vaz, what kind of dream you have? You're Dr. Martin Luther King, your name Vaz, you don't name no king. And the lady already have fear her own a king. You understand me? So she know why you know about fear dreams and seeing her. So we understand that the part. So that would tell us that him never necessarily initially approach her in a direct manner. Him probably just, as you would have said, him shoot him shot to try to figure out how she would respond to that. Unfortunately, some men, they have no limitations. You understand me? Whether, they're in a working relationship, with females, and they feel that because they have some kind of power and authority, it's okay for them to, try to leverage their position to get what they want. Chinbella, big up yourself. Anybody else that is there and big up on yourself, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. I see more people hitting the like button right now. So we just established a while ago that Julian Chang clearly was not interested in doing Vaz and his advances. You understand me? I said to you, doing Vaz, you need to get one. You need to get a beautiful lady like the great Daryl Vaz. And that way I tell you right now. I leave Mr. Chang's wife alone, sir. You understand me? This is late night steady and anytime steady forward. You know it's going to be exclusive because our commentary is always unlike any other. So that's the first thing. But now we're finding out that this now, it's allegedly, from what we're hearing on the news, it would appear now that it moved from just him making those advances and, her refusing those advances to now, and you see this, if you have had to deal with her, if you heard of situations in which the SA, the SH, the harassment, you understand me? The sensual harassment, you don't know what I'm talking about. Anytime that coming and the other person has some kind of power or position, then they usually try to let the personal issue or the personal grouse or the personal vendetta cross over into the work. So then we heard the next part where the issue developed now into him accusing her of supporting labor rights and giving labor rights information. Now, that's a serious issue right there. Black Obsidian in the building, thank you very much. So we have moderator, we're good tonight, right? And see, we have 56 right now that's here, and this is 10:57 that night. So that tells you that the people value the steady perspective. Make sure you hit the like button if you're a true supporter. Dre Views, big up yourself, same way. Mark Jolly, big up yourself, same way. If I have missed anybody, wanna big up on yourself, same way. Maro, show a man there, same way. Big up yourself. Wanna hit the like button. Make sure say wanna go ahead and double tap on the phone screen. Hit the like button. Let's get the likes out. Remember, when this happens, the video goes out into the algorithm. So when we do lives is not just about who you see here. And I told this story before that sometimes you do a live, you only see like 100 people, over 100 or whatever, show up in the chat. You see them visible. But by the time you close the live, a lot of times you find, say, there are 3,000 people that watch it, not saying that's going to happen tonight. I hope it does. I hope it goes to 4,000. Right? But you see a lot of views because people tend to pass through. And then when you hit the like button, the algorithm sends out the video so people can get it. But let's go back to what we're talking about. So he's now accusing her of giving, supporting labor rights. Now, this is a serious accusation, folks. Right? Because when you talk about this, her accusing Vaz of whatever, and not saying it is necessarily true, because if it turns out to be a legal matter that goes to court, then, they can get the lawyers, and the lawyers can decide who comes out on top, depending on who is able to do the legal maneuverings, right? So there is that part. But when you're going to do things now to affect her job, and we know that Dujan has been speaking on this, so let me give Dujan him props. Big up yourself, Dujan. John has been talking about what's been going on down there with doing Vaz and the way he operates, and this issue with him and Julian Chang, because this is not the first. So this is an ongoing issue. As a matter of fact, months ago during the election, when Vaz and Chang were having issues, I called out Mark Golden in one of my lives, and I said that this is one of the proof that Mark Golden is not a good leader, because Mark Golden knows these issues are taking place in our party, and Mark Golden is not able to resolve issues. I believe it was on a short. I spoke about the fact that Mark Golden cannot resolve basic issues in his party. So what's here now? Months afterwards, and we are hearing about issues between Julian Chang and Vaz, same way. And people have been saying, why Julian Chang not just cross over from over there so and forward over to the JLP side? Again, as we always say, PNP people, them other people, them will change their mind so easily. But Julian Chang, it seems to me that you want to do the work, because we heard about the issue that did come up some time ago where you wanted to use money to take care of things, and they wanted to use money for partisan political purposes, and that's not good. So if Julian Chang, if you really have the heart to serve Jamaica, I would say look seriously at what is out there and try to find a way to cross over to the JLP so that you can serve the people them well. But again, that's just the rundown and the basics of what's going on. So he's accusing her. Let's hear some more of the news.
Centralism. That's what you're saying. Okay, anything else?
I'm not saying it.
You like to move me?
You're not sure what that's supposed to be.
Would you like to move me?
True, Michael.
The party said they do not recognize. The party says they do not recognize the chairmanship that you have. So who are you to say that I'm not the chairman for Sacramento?
Go and speak to the party.
So you're bigger than the party?
I said don't talk to them.
You are bigger than the party?
No.
That's the voices you hear are those of the councillor for the Savannah Lamar division of the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, Julian Chang, and the Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz. The councillor joins us now. Good afternoon, Ms. Chang.
Good
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chris. Good afternoon, Shabai.
Let me begin. What is happening here? You're accusing the MP of sexual harassment? On what basis?
Well, this started out in February when I received some texts, which I shared with you, of him telling me about having dreams of having sex with me.
Evidence?
And since that, and of course you saw where I responded, asking him if he was drunk, right? Since that, we have not had a good relationship.
Mm-hmm. And beyond that message that I saw you sent to our producer, yes? Was there any other thing that you could say is suggestive of sexual harassment?
Staying late again? Yep, got prospect calls this summer out.
All right, 1 second. Let's just run these. Let this ad run, and then we will get right back to it. All right? 1 second. Yeah, man. So there she is talking about. So what we're learning is that the moment she asked him if him drunk or whatever, then that's when the relationship broke down. Let's go.
Instances of several unwanted sexual gestures and comments in the past.
And have you ever told Mr. Vaz that those advances were unwelcome?
No.
Why not?
I just never wanted him to feel out of place, so I just never mentioned it.
So why do you raise them now?
Because when I look at the emotional abuse and the sexual harassment and everything that he's doing now, to me, I feel as if it is now time time come for me to speak. I'm traumatized, Cliff.
But these exchanges with Mr. Vaz took place how long ago?
Sometime back in February.
February 2025.
Yes.
A year ago. Yeah?
Yes.
And since then, the relationship between you and Mr. Vaz has deteriorated.
Absolutely.
And go ahead. To what point that he doesn't want you in the organization anymore?
I can also mention that there was a point when he called my spouse and told my spouse that I was having an affair with someone else. And I brought him to a meeting with the party about...
Now, that is what Jamaican people call Vaza carry pum pum feelings. Now, we don't know if it's true or not. She's saying that we've seen the screenshots. Yeah? But that not safe. I mean, how you gonna go from... This will tell you that, as we hear somebody say, money or position cannot unlame a lame. If you're lame, you're lame. What kind of lame thing that, brethren, if that's true, you know? How you gonna call the woman husband? So first of all, you are send message. Yeah, the breakdown, he must send message to the married woman about him see him and her in her dreams. Right? So that is one side of the coin. Then the problems in the workplace, the breakdown in the relationship take place. And now she's saying that the man reached out to her husband for tell her. So that sounds to me, that sounds to me like some kind of vendetta. That sounds like a feelings him a carry over the man's wife. So that no look good. That no look good none at all. And you know, we've always heard about PNP and their treatment of women. And we know Melissa Silvera case is there. And one of the things I wanted to talk about as it relates to women, I will play that news item soon, is the one where Marlon Morgan had to come out and address Mark Golding about opposing the appointment of the permanent secretary, right? But we're talking some more about Julian Chang right now. But I paid attention to the part where she said she did not really address him about the harassment. Now, as it relates to that part of the situation, it's regretful that she did not say something about it. You know, I always say, even on this very show, you cannot change what you don't confront. And so once the man step out of line with you as a married woman, it was within your rights, you understand me, to address it. Merely saying to him, you know, have you been drinking or whatever? And we heard that is a man will love drink too, you know, so that's another story. You understand me? That would not have been enough in the situation. But I'm not going to victim blame or victim shame right here, because everybody deals with things differently. And Cliff Hughes asked why she never addressed it before. And she said she never really wanted to say anything. And she's right, because as somebody who occupies the high office of member of parliament, you're not a child, you're somebody that presides over, you're supposed to be an example in terms of your conduct and whatever. So the moment the woman does not give you any kind of choosing signal or any kind of the show back no kind of interest in where you're going with, you're supposed to look within yourself. You see, this is the reason why we cannot get things done out of the PNP sometimes, you know. Because the time that the PNP should have spent at work, you understand me? Here they are. Now, if this is a married woman and Vaz behave like this, then you can just imagine how am I using position where, you know, when they wanted to get George Wright out, they did everything. You know, campaigning, lies after lies, pictures. Now that them have the position, them, you understand me? You see where you see where them depend on. Well, this was before the election, but we're just saying that when you think that they truly focus on dealing with the business or the people, they are there just looking out for themselves. And that's the reason why it's so dangerous dealing with PNP. So I wish she had said something, but hey, better late than never. So she addressed it right now. So it is not too late. Let the good lady speak her piece, because a hell and powder house been going on. I think I'm talking good tonight for somebody who not too long ago became aware of the issue. So I think someone need to hit the like button same way. When you can't have 105 on in here, so late, see gone at 113, I want to now hit the like button. So double tap your phone screen right now and give me the like. We are 20 minutes in and we're doing pretty good. Double tap your screen. PNP again, I know say if you're not there, you're not always there late in the night, because it look like PNP always up. PNP always up late and Labour right got in bed, because Labour right have work for going in the morning. Mighty God, let me put on my spectacles. What is going on? What is happening, man? Let us hear some more of this news, because I know to hear it already.
The party looked into it and we had a discussion on it.
That party being the PNP or your
Correct.
spouse? Huh?
The PNP.
Oh, and what was the outcome of the meeting?
I was told that the party's internal affairs would be looking into it.
And since then?
Nothing.
So
they say party internal affairs will look into it. Again, usually when things like this happen, a lot of times in these organizations in which, especially when they don't respect women, this is how they operate. They do what they want, and usually, and I just want somebody in the organization. Let us not start digging up other people's file, because we understand what a lot of people been saying about Dayton Campbell, allegedly. So we understand a lot of that, right? But they did not address the issue. They say there will be a meeting, no meeting was had. But somebody is talking to me right now. Somebody says, steady. Most women will try to keep the peace, so they brush things under the rug, or not come across as problematic. She is trying to maintain her position while protecting her party. I think that's a brilliant comment. Thank you, Valentina. Somebody said we tired. Have to shop in the morning. Exactly. So Labour right got bed early and PNP always up. I think that's what you're addressing right there. Somebody, big up Michael Davis, somebody said it's true. Make sure you hit the like button. I'm talking good and I'm feeling good, because we have 113 people listening to this this live recording right now, and the people are staying with me. I also see the likes going up. We are at 106 visible. I'm seeing 40 likes. Some more people, go ahead and give me the likes. You understand me? So it's one thing to promise action, it's another thing what they're going to do. And if they never did anything about it, we have to blame the organization. We have to blame Mark Golding. But what to say? It doesn't matter what happens in the PNP. You realize Mark Golding does not address anything as party leader. He has no leadership. And speaking of that, we've been hearing that Mark Golding, they've been having some issues over there. But we're not ready to talk about it yet. But you see, since Mark Golding win the seats, it's like there is no traction in the PNP right now. So we have a big case that's going on right now with the 12 dialysis machines, because Machine Man decides, say, a film facility them have the thing them that was shipped by the tax exempt status of the UHWI. Mark Golding is not addressing that either. So this is telling you, that this is not a party that will address and provide redress to people when people have problems. So again, this is why we talk about these things and we forward late and we talk about it. So they're not taking any action, and these are serious things. A long time this are going on. You understand me? Long time this are going on. Let's hear some more.
you say that the relationship deteriorated after you ignored the advances, and certainly the ones I've seen, one indicating a dream whereby there's strong sexual language about what would have happened at a hotel. But is there any other reason that you believe the relationship deteriorated? In the recording we heard, Mr. Vaz accused you of campaigning against the PNP.
Yes. Well, On the 22nd of August 2025, he removed me from the constituency executive WhatsApp group.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside.
All right, so that's another ad. So removed her from the WhatsApp group. Again, we're talking about a relationship that's definitely seriously fractured to the point where she's a parish council, but the MP is doing this kind of thing. Now, you don't hear about this kind of foolishness happening in the JLP, because the JLP understands that the work of the people is the work of the people. PNP doesn't understand that. So when we talk to people and we try to show them different angles of PNP operations or lack thereof, these are some of the things we're asking you to pay attention to. Them not focused on the work of the people. They're focusing on personal gains. Let's read another comment. Mr. Raffington says, Mark Golden shows it too. He has a problem with the appointment made by the Services Commission, a permanent secretary position. I saw that. I said I was going to talk about that too. Thank you very much, bro. You see me? Somebody say, I don't know what kind of lawyer he is. Mark Golden only talks about positions that he has and whatever. As a matter of fact, we were looking at something last night, and his son was saying that his dad is the smartest person he knows, that him finish a 3-year law degree in 2 years. When you see how Mark Golden operate, though, it makes you really wonder if anything really goes so. You understand me? But, they can put out their whatever they feel they must. At a PMP, their name, they will do and say anything. Right? So, let's go back to some more of this conversation. Let me turn this down, play this out until this ad ends. So, no surprises here, but we still have to talk about it so the people can be aware that PMP has not changed one bit.
Given the JLP information, pertinent information, as it relates to his campaign. Mind you, I was never a part of his campaign team.
Were you giving the JLP that information?
Not at all.
So where would he have gotten that from?
I have no idea. I was fixing a road in a predominant JLP area called Tivoli in Savannah Lamar along Darling Street. And he accused me of doing a JLP road.
So what is your status now in Central Westmoreland, Ms. Chang?
I am the councillor elected to represent the people, and that is what I am doing now. Since the hurricane and the relief has been coming in, I've had no conversations, no communication, and no assistance from the Member of Parliament.
No working
And
together?
you no longer attend meetings or participate in constituency executive matters?
I have been barred from the meetings since August 22nd. I reached out to the secretary for the constituency and asked her to send me the pertinent information that I may need to know as it relates to the Savlamar division. And she indicated that she spoke to Mr. Vaz and he instructed her not to send me any information at all.
So clearly there is a sabotage going on right there. So there is clearly a breakdown, and the leadership of the party, they must address this with Julian Chang. As much as we are not PNP, we also care about the people that they're supposed to serve, because even though they decided to put the party, you see, George Wright had the party's interest in mind, and a lot of things could have been happening to help the people on the ground. Again, this just goes to show you that people, you have to be careful with your votes. I am sure that a lot of people, well-meaning people, when they decide to cast a vote for doing Vaz, this is not what you voted for. But this is what happens when you decide to get rid of a working politician to elect somebody simply because they represent your party, you know them personally, or for any other reason. So it's not a good look. So the party needs to address it. And we have to call out Mark Golden again to say you need to address these issues within your party. Because if you cannot address issues like this, why should it matter to us what your opinion is when you speak? So Mark Golden wants to have conversation about what go on with personal, with permanent secretary appointment, but him not have nothing to say about the breakdown that is happening within his own party. This is nothing but pure carelessness. So let us ease off Julian Chang's news for now, and we are going to skip to another piece of news. I'm going to try to keep the show under 1 hour because I know that it's already late. So let's talk about the permanent secretary situation. Marlon Morgan had some words, and I like what he had to say. So let's go ahead and hear what he has to say right now about Mark Golding opposing the appointment of Kedisha Campbell Rochester as personal secretary of the Ministry of Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport. Mark Golding said he have a problem with that because of her past affiliations with Dr. Andrew Holness and, groups that she's served in before. Of course, this is the Mark Golding that never had anything to say when Dayton Campbell friend did get appointed to the Integrity Commission. So one of the big things for them, is that they've had the Pickers Guild Committee running since the 70s, and that's how PNP been manipulating everything in Jamaica, including when work is supposed to be done and funds are supposed to be disbursed, and who them release funds too quickly and who them decide to not release funds too quickly. Because remember, MP not take out their money out of pocket and just go ahead and deal with constituents or constituency affairs like that. And they pretty much know these things, but they always try to suggest otherwise. But let us hear what Marlon has to say about Mark Golding's hypocritical position as it relates to the appointment of Miss Campbell Rochester.
Had the appointment been so offensive and objectionable as opposition leader Mark Golding would have us believe, strong objection would have been raised from the very outset, not some 2 weeks after the fact. It is clear that the PNP is raising a baseless, illegitimate, and politically contrived objection to Mrs. Campbell Rochester's appointment as permanent secretary in a desperate bid on their part to distract the public from yet another scandal allegedly involving a senior PNP official.
I love that. Distraction. So I said this last week. I say whenever anything is happening that Mark Golding is supposed to address, him not address the issues that we are paying so much money to address. No, he avoids and he ignores the issues. Greetings, MDL. It's so good to see you. Oh my God, MDL, to see you this late. It tells me that the steady show is a good show. You understand me? And that goes for everybody. But MDL is just somebody that always pops in and supports the show. So to see her this late makes me feel good. But Marlon Morgan is pointing out the fact that 2 weeks after he became aware of the appointment of Miss Kedisha Campbell Rochester, that's when Mark Golding is speaking out right now. Because when Mark Golding speaks on political issues, Mark Golding does not speak from the heart. Him not really care. Again, I like how Marlon Morgan ties up the conversation. Him talk about the fact that it's a distraction from what is going on right now with Machine Man. You understand what I said to you? So Poison Drill and Machine Man, they've been in the news, and we're not stop talking about them right now. Let's go to another statement made by Senator Morgan.
I have witnessed firsthand the contempt and condescension Mark Golding meets out to Finance Minister Favour Williams in the Parliament. His defiance and disregard, in my view, for the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Most Honourable Julian Holness, is also a matter of public record. It stands to reason in the circumstances that opposition leader Mark Golding is not particularly fond of strong, ambitious, qualified, and competent black women assuming positions of leadership in our society.
Thank you. Hey, I love that. On no need for I hit the like button. Listen, at 11:24 right now, I'm seeing 141 in the chat. I'm only seeing 46 likes. Come on, everybody, wanna get me up to 100 likes quick and fast. Big up Marcia Monroe, same way. MDL is asking that we hit the like button. Double tap your screen, hit the like button. Double tap your phone screen if you're using a cell phone, double tap it. I see one person do it. Let's get to 100 real quick because I'm going to close out this show real fast. So let's get the likes up. When the likes are hit, it sends out the video into the algorithm. You understand me? Thanks to everybody who has joined. Some Senator Morgan met the man know, so listen to where observe your behavior. We see your contempt towards the Minister of Finance, Favor Williams. We see your behavior when it comes on to the Speaker of the House. Mark Golding wants to be married to a black woman in a predominantly black nation. You understand me? And not give that black woman the honor such as you see a Dr. Andrew Holness does and our politicians, they do when it comes on to their black women, even manly, even though manly end up going to one white woman for him last wife. The longest wife, he was the black woman, manly married 5 times. And the black woman that he was married to, Beverly Manley, he was married to her for the longest. And she was right there with him. Again, all of these things are telling you that we're dealing with an outdated party. PNP coming like one Nokia phone. Then you remember them old Nokia, them old banger. PNP coming like the old banger them. As a matter of fact, speaking of banger, that's Vaz want to bang the man wife. You understand me? And the woman is a married woman. You know if you do it, PNP, you know too indecent. PNP coming like a so old banger phone in 2025, outdated, no longer in use, does not serve the needs of the time. When you talk to me, man, I see some people are laughing, man. All banger PNP, them want to bang off the people, them. Want to bang off the people, them. You understand me? We hear how Dayton Campbell, him a bang off the let me not talk about it, but you hear about the whole chicken. You hear about the whole what they call the kids meal situation. We don't know. Allegedly, that's what they say. I never say so, and them say so. You understand me? I said to you, banger them, man. All banger them in a 2025. So Julian Vaz, stop trying to bang the man wife. You understand me? And on go bang 2 sheet of zinc, bang up some ply, bang up some things and get the people them up and running in a central Westmoreland. That is what the people them elected you to do. Whenever the people them never elect you for go look man wife. And when you can't get the thing, you're there, I call the man, call the woman husband, and I talk about she there with somebody else. You carry pum feelings in a vase. Allegedly, if we should go by the facts, I know me say so. You understand me? When you hit the like button if you don't know so the steady is talking good tonight.
I love it. You guys are so great.
So Mark Golding has no respect for the females. Vaz no have no respect for the females. The other day, I who me here, I forward a lady me here, I talk to ISAT because I don't remember what him referred to some. I don't know if it was Miss Vaz or whatever. He referred to her as something, and somebody had to call him out and say, no, we're not used to this situation in which you don't want to disrespect the females and want to have no regards to the females them. Hey, ISAT, and the female them we love, you know. You understand me? Just understand that. So when you're in your tight jacket them or whatever, just understand so you don't disrespect the woman them in your tight jacket. Because we want to see the woman them in a tight skirt. We don't want to see the man in a no tight jacket. And that we say. It look like we're going to start talking late, you know, because when we talk late, we don't even hold back for the thing, you know. You understand me, I said to you. So somebody say, all of them are swimmers. You see me, I said to you, yeah, man, we're not going to have a seat, you see? We don't want no more politician in a Jamaica who don't have a strong woman standing beside them. See there? We're going to make PJ one stand up there. And you see what PJ do. PJ did have too much time for the man. Every time did have one nice lady by his side with the children them. And we don't know it. Allegedly we hear say he was married. And him have a youth. But every time did one family man, at least him would have some kind of feeling and compassion for people. We don't want no more of them a whole heap of careless politician, yeah. Who then come like that old dancer them They come like a dancer, then we come on and they start fight out the woman them for the video light. We don't want to see the whole of a PNP man them in the video light. We don't want to see bunting. You understand me? We don't want to see bunting. We don't want to see Dawes. We don't want to see tight jacket, ice sprat Buchanan. We don't want to see none of them. We don't want to see at least doing vars. You're not supposed to do what you do, but at least I set some example. I talk where I talk tonight, but no enough PNP I watch, so by a morning, when I go here, so steady in a problem. It's a part of the politics, though. I'm seeing 159 in the house right now at 11:30. I'm only seeing 60 likes. That means to say enough PNP there. PNP, you know, welcome and big up on yourself. Go and watch the show. You see, we can just talk about the politics and we are good over here. So this trend of the disrespect and the lack of regard for the women that we see in the PNP, we don't want to see that culture in a Jamaica. We don't want no more carelessness in a Jamaica. We've seen too much carelessness from the PNP. This is the late night show with Steady right now. When I clock it if you don't know so me I talk good, I want to hit the like button and ramp with me in here tonight. And that may I tell you. You see me I say, somebody said, but to the expect I spread for love, woman. You understand me? Lord, hey, me now go into some of them comments and see what I put out there. Somebody say, please increase the like. Steady is speaking the truth. Even the PNP can tap to. Wanna hit the like because you don't know some me I talk good. Wanna hit the like so you don't know some me I talk good, man. Let me hear if anybody else talk. Say, they do not like women. Women, they walk lean. And that we see it. So now that we understand, now that we see, say, no matter where we look, the man them now honor the women, and we might as well address it as a full-scale thing. You see what I said to you? You understand me? We don't want to see the whole heap of bag of man them. We don't want the whole heap of man around Jamaica again. So, since, you know what, let me come off of that point there. Let me get back to it because I'm going to close the show soon. So we are saying we see the disregard. Now, I saw another piece of news this evening. That's why we talk about the PNP, them too tricky, right? Them are go around the issues them and they're not addressing the issues that needs to be addressed. We don't want political distractions from the PNP. We are no longer campaigning. So we saw the piece of news this evening from Nationwide when it comes down to the FID. Let me see if I can find that piece of news as well. Because we are understanding that the case that that the Integrity Commission had referred to the FID, that situation did already deal with. The FID did already say, listen to me, we have no further reasons to investigate this thing. I will close it. And the Integrity Commission, they did say something about that at some point, but they don't make it very clear. So even yesterday when I see me forward, I may say, when Craig Beresford, who was one of them that Andrew has in court, when him forward and say, hey, we can have a situation where you want the oversight bodies to do them thing, for want of a better term. But when something happens, yeah, try to bring the thing to a court and stall the process. But as somebody said, listen to me, the nature of the job and the magnitude of responsibility that these people have to get their jobs right, they must understand that if they don't do what is right and if they use and abuse their office for for personal gain or whatever, or for political advantage, then they must expect that the law will confront them. So the same thing will happen again. PNP get into position and they abuse that position. As a matter of fact, speaking of that, I did the poll yesterday. I need to read some poll results before I go. You understand me? We have one on the Integrity Commission as well. I'm getting ready to close the show. Make sure you hit the like button. This is me wrapping up and giving you a complete show. You understand me? And so let's just throw these things into it. So the people who will watch afterward, they can get some good information about key things that we should be paying attention to when it comes on to the nation's politics. So let me get some of these polls. Let me read some of the poll them right now. And then we probably can look at the FID case. And then we can just close out for the night. You understand me? I'm seeing 144 individuals live right now. Make sure you go ahead and bring the likes to 100. All right, let's see what's going on here. I need to use the administrator's thing. So let me click on this one. Yeah, man, PNP are going with too many things in the country. So carrying feelings and abusing power and authority. Jamaica people, we need to cut out this love affair that we have with political parties. We need to understand that as taxpayers, right, we ought to expect more from the people that we elect. And somebody like a Dwayne Vaz now cut it right now. Right? So let us look at the last poll, the most recent one, and then I'll go into some more. So for the Integrity Commission, the question one day ago was, can the current Integrity Commission win the trust of many Jamaicans who believe they target the Prime Minister and the members of the JLP? We have 587 votes, thanks to everybody who do the polls in the post tab. We have 86% of that amount saying, no, we don't trust the current Integrity Commission because of what they've done. 14% says, yes, they believe they will do their job. So Integrity Commission, just understand that the Jamaican people, they don't have confidence in what y'all have been doing. And a full of fault, right? So Central Westmoreland, you see that now that Julian has spoken out, I want to know, so Julian been working and taking care of things and she's been trying, but they are allowing personal issues to come between them and the work. Now is the time for them to take a stand with Julian. You understand me? The next question, which of the following traditional news outlets do you find the most credible when it comes to political news? So we have 467 votes. 89, let's start with the smallest, the Gleaner. 1% of the 467 believe that the Gleaner / Observer, they are the most credible outlet. So see, Gleaner, they've done it to themselves, right? 1% believe. The next one, CVM, 4% believe CVM is the most credible. TVJ, 5% believe TVJ is the most credible. NNN, 89%. Big up on yourself, NNN. So you see, there is an absolute place for unbiased, unfiltered commentary and providing people with information and allowing those people to make their own decisions politically, right? And not try to influence people with a bag of bullcrap, such as what we've seen on the Gleaner who had to apologize to Floyd Green the other day because of the nonsense. We also have the one about Dr. Kevin Blake. Dr. Kevin Blake removed CTOC unit that investigates drug crimes after finding illegal cocaine. Make sure you subscribe to the show if you have not done that as yet. What is your response? Right? So 4% say other, 15% say a good message for bad cops, 81% says the commissioner means business. Big up to Dr. Kevin Blake and the JCF. As Mocha said the other day, every fraud leaves a trail. A big cleanup are going right now. You see what going with the doctor lady? That the cleanup they are going. Right? People are get draw up. The JLP government is working to make Jamaica a better place. And the PNP, them in a problem because they do not know how to respond. Now, listen to this one, because this one ties into the main story for the evening when it comes to Mark Golding and not addressing issues. So when the issue that happened with the dialysis machine, them and everything, and Dennis Gordon, right? The question was, Do you believe Mark Golden will take corrective action against Dennis Gordon for his company's involvement in the UHWI tax fraud scandal? Well, on this one, we have the most votes so far. 848 votes. Thank you to the voters. Thank you for those who take the polls. It's right there in the poll tab. Now, listen. 92% of those who took that poll, they said no, they don't believe that Mark Golden will take any action. 8% believe that yes. So that is telling you that the expectation of the PNP to do what is right for taxpayers and to resolve real issues when they occur, the expectation is very low. And when your expectation is low of your politician, it's time to ensure that they not get back no more time to serve. Make the mistake and elect them already, but make sure that all of them people lose them seat so that Jamaica can continue to do well on the JLP. Let's get to 100 likes. Thank you, MDL. We need 31 more likes. I'm still seeing 152. Go ahead and tap your screen. Hit the like button. Let's get to 31 more likes and get me to at least 100 likes as we get ready to close this show right now. So the next piece of news that we wanted to look at was, I believe, and this is the last item that we're looking at for this evening, right? So we saw the news about the 3 executives from SSL returning to court on the 26th. A whole lot of action taking place right now under this JLP government. Listen to me. This evening news came in again. Jamaica's debt is expected to return to 60% of gross domestic product GDP target by 2035. Excellent. Which means to say, even with Melissa having hit us so hard the other day, we're still on a great trajectory to reduce and further reduce the GDP, the GDP ratio to 60%, and that's a beautiful thing, family. So that tells you that we have an economy that's resilient, a government that is working, and a country that is under good management. And you don't vote out a good prime minister, as we say before, or a good administration, as we say. You don't change your politicians like how you change your clothes. It's a totally different thing. Yesterday I was looking at what's happening in Cuba, and I'm telling you, it's a shame what could have happened if we had allowed PNP to have their way. But thank God the Jamaican people, we're wiser now. That's why we're up talking late. Let's go ahead and listen to this news as it relates to the FID.
Nationwide News first wrote to the Financial Investigation Division on January 7, seeking to know whether it had responded to the Integrity Commission. If it had, when was the response provided, and what was the nature of the response provided? Our news center also sought access to all documents related to the referral, which were handled by the FID, and the minutes of any meetings at which the referral was discussed. Today, January 26, the FID's Chief Technical Director, Dennis Chang, acknowledged the request. Shortly thereafter, the division's Access to Information Officer, Garth Williams, denied the request. Williams told our news center that the FID had determined that the information being sought could not be disclosed. According to the FID, its reading of the ATI Act meant it allows access to official documents that are administrative in nature. The FID did not cite any specific section of the Act that requires requested documents to be administrative in nature, but it said the information being requested by our news center related to investigative processes and outcomes. It says it had determined that information falls outside the scope of administrative records contemplated by the Act. The division further stated that the material requested constitutes exempt documents and/or exempt matter within the meaning of the Act. It noted in particular that the information relates to law enforcement matters and that disclosure would or could reasonably be expected to compromise investigative functions. In outlining its reasons, the FID warned that release of the information could disclose or enable the identification of confidential sources or reveal lawful methods and procedures used to prevent, detect, or investigate possible breaches of the law. Such disclosure, the agency said, would prejudice the effectiveness of those methods. Additionally, the FID indicated that disclosure could prejudice the conduct of an ongoing investigation into a breach or possible breach of the law, or result in the unreasonable disclosure of information relating to the personal affairs of persons under investigation. It should be noted that the Integrity Commission itself advised Parliament in its most recent annual report that its investigation into the Prime Minister's finances were at an end. Well-placed sources have told our news center that the FID has responded to the Integrity Commission and advised that it found no cause for concern regarding the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. Our news center has now submitted an access to information request to the Integrity Commission, seeking clarity on the matter. That request has not yet been acknowledged.
So we know it's a lot of information, but here is Cliff Hughes, our nationwide, trying to get some updates on the case that the Integrity Commission had submitted to the FID. Of course, the FID let them know that based on what they're requesting, based on the nature of what's going on right now, you know, and for legal purposes and wanting access to information at this late stage, based on what they're asking, that the request and supplying information, it could compromise whatever, you know, whether it's legal proceedings or just disclosure of information that's not necessary now. But one of the key things to note is that with all of what has happened nationwide, apparently they know say this thing now, FID now have nothing investigating about Dr. Andrew Holness as PNP they've tried to suggest. Well, what PNP they like to do, they like to have this cloud hanging over the head of the Prime Minister. So when you see the Prime Minister doing thing and he's moving forward, it simply means to say the man don't have nothing upon him head to worry about. So yes, folks, as much as they all did a double down and a triple down and a quadruple down upon everything, it was all false. It was all a political narrative from the PNP and the whole heap of civic groups and everybody that support them. Of course, along with the media. The other day I said there are three very important pillars in society. And Mark Golding makes sure that he find himself each up under all three of them. Politics, right? Politics, the law, and finance. And I will also add the media as four pillars, as a fourth pillar. Pay attention to those pillars. You understand me? The PNP, they always try to dominate in these areas no matter what, because they understand how they can use the politics for personal benefits, such as we see doing Vaz is trying to doing, how they can manipulate the media, such as you see what the Gleaner is doing, how they can peddle their political theatrics, such as what Mr. Morgan just called out a while ago, right? And how just basically finance, how they always like to get their money on the country's purse in one way, shape, or form so that they can bleed out the money. And we're going to continue to do it because at the end of the day, people need to be aware the PNP is in existence because of they want the power and they want the money and they want everything that power and money can afford them. And so that's the reason why they go after it like that. So them not concerned about the people as how you say the JLP is concerned about the people. Again, this is something that we must pay attention to. So listen, the PNP, they're up to them bag of tricks. And no matter where we turn, we are seeing the true nature of the PNP. The other day when they were campaigning, they were hoping that one last time they would have been able to fool and trick the people them again. But thank God to the wise Jamaicans who decided that they know the nature of the PNP and they voted them out for a third consecutive term for the first time. Wanna big up on yourself. And with that being said, we are still doing Vaz stop carry pum pum feelings, allegedly, based on what we are seeing in the news. Mark Golding, go ahead and address some real issues and stop trying to get yourself involved in things you have no control over. The last time we checked, Dr. Andrew Holness was elected Prime Minister by virtue of the fact that more constituencies wanted him to lead than the ones who wanted you to. And that's the reason you are sitting in opposition right now. We don't want any liars, any conniving people, people who've been involved in corruption to be our prime minister. So leave a good prime minister and stop carry feelings. And again, the last warning, want to show some love and respect to the women, whether in our politics or whatever. In a Jamaican society, our women are a big part of who we are, our identity, our achievements. You do the history. And so PNP, you need to show some respect to the women, show some respect to Julian Chang. Left the man wife alone and want to do the right thing. Go and focus on fixing the problems in the nation. And if we don't do it, we're going to continue to talk about it and talk about it until both people on the JLP side see it more clearer. The people on PNP side will finally see it and finally admit it. And the independents will understand that these issues are bigger than politics. Let us continue with our this national identity where our men and women walk together and in a love, respect, and harmony, and stop trying to think that one can use the women as the tools and for our own benefits. You understand me? So with that being said, steady family, thank you so much for coming out tonight. I truly appreciate talking to everybody. Make sure you hit the like button. And with that being said, everybody, you have a great night until we speak again. Heart of love, never short of love. Steady.